Hi, so last week we asked our audience of just over 1,700 salespeople what's the biggest challenge that you're facing right now as a result of the crisis. And the vast majority of them answered, in fact it was just under 60%, we can't get clients to engage. So what we're going to do in this video is suggest some ways to overcome what is obviously a big challenge. So the way that we tend to approach these kinds of things at Flume is to change perspective, because once you sort of step out of your shoes and into the shoes of the client, the way forward becomes a lot easier to work out. So let's do that. Let's step out of our shoes into the shoes of our client. Let's work out what's going on in their world and see if we can get to a good way forward. So for our clients right now, their world is probably not that dissimilar for the rest of us, right? So they're probably worried about the future. They might even be a bit worried about their role. But there's one question that they have above all others, which is, what on earth am I going to do? Now, as soon as you do that and you change perspective and you look at the world through your client's eyes, it becomes very apparent as to what's not going to work. It is not going to work for salespeople to approach clients as if nothing has changed and just see this initial approach as a way for them to kind of do their thing and do their pitch. That's not going to work. What is much more likely to work is if the salesperson can position themselves as someone who can help that customer work out what on earth am I going to do next. Now, importantly, it's not about the salesperson presenting themselves as an answer to all of those problems. It's not really about that. It's a bit different from that. So let's have a look at why we're so well placed to help the customer, and we can work out how we're going to do it. So the great thing is about being a salesperson is that we have this kind of unique helicopter view of the entire industry. We spend our days talking to people who are just like our clients. We, over the last couple of weeks, have probably built up a very rich picture of what is working for businesses just like theirs. We're finding out what isn't working for businesses just like them and for people, their peers, people in very similar roles to them. So we've got this great kind of wealth of insight and learning. And actually, if we can position ourselves as someone who is very willing to share all of that with this client in an effort to help them better understand what on earth do they need to do next, then we're much more likely to get engagement from that customer. Okay, so here's just to recap then. If your challenge is, my clients don't want to engage with me, then position yourself as someone who can help them answer this big question that they have in their minds. What on earth am I going to do next? That's a way for you to get a conversation started. And then hopefully that conversation will lead itself eventually to you talking about potentially new kind of commercial opportunities. So look, I hope you found that useful. There's lots more of these videos to come. Please follow us across all of our channels on LinkedIn and YouTube, and I look forward to speaking to you again soon.